Hello everybody, welcome back to Rain and Pours. I'm Mitch and I am back with another set of coasters. So the lady who ordered the last set of coasters who wanted the pink, purple and teal has passed my info on to a friend of hers who loves them as well and wants a set that is ocean themed. So I'm going for some dark blues and greens, and I think a silver cell activator would look really cool. So for this one, I'm going to use a dark blue pillow, and I don't remember what the pillow base is called because I bought it quite a while ago, but it's just a dark blue that I got tinted at Bunnings. And colours I'm going to use this Stuck Up Pigs Boastful. This is a super chameleon colour shifter from the Stuck Up Pigs line, and this goes from super deep green to super deep blue. Very hard to catch on camera, but it's one of my favourite colour shifting piggies. Then I'm going to use Amsterdam Greenish Blue, which is a gorgeous dark bluey teal turquoise colour. I have Holbein Cypress Green, which is a really nice deep green colour. I have This Little Piggy Benevolence, which was the limited release Hurricane Relief colour. So you can't get this one anymore, but it's like a deep silvery blue. If you don't have Benevolence, the closest colour I could suggest may be Hammerhead or Wild Atlantic, and then add a couple of drops of Phthalo Blue or mix in a little bit of Sapphire. That might get you there as well. Then I have Holbein Compose Blue for a little bit of contrast. Actually, I don't even think I added the Compose Blue, did I? Yes, I did the Compose. I'm going to do the Compose Blue under the cell activator. And then I have Matisse Silver mixed up as my cell activator with Australian Floetrol. So as always, if you want to buy the Little Piggy pigments, you can get those at fluid-art.co. And if you want to learn the technique that I'm doing, the Shelee Art Bloom technique, you can learn that at sheleeart.com.au and use my code SheleeArt15 and Grimer for 15% off the course. So let's go with my dark blue pillow. I think that's going to work best for this. And I did do a sample coaster off to the side here and I love it. So I'm going to replicate that now. Now I want the Boastful to be the color that shows up in the middle. So I'm going to put that down first. So when you blow into this, that's going to be the color you see through all of the cells and it's going to look fantastic. Then I put the Amsterdam Greenish Blue straight over the top of that. Then I did Cypress Green, sorry. Then I did Benevolence. And then I did the Compose Blue under my cell activator. Okay. Cell activator here, and I'm just going to blow this out, and I'm not blowing out the central blow, I'm just blowing petals out straight away. Metallic cell activators by themselves can be very finicky, but I love how they look. Normally I would do a different colored cell activator on top or underneath, so either a black or a white, but I actually really like how this looked by itself, so I'm going to leave it as is. Let me get my straw tool and blow out these middle bits. Just a teeny bit. And let's give it a spin. I really like this color combination. I think it turned out super cool. I'll just bring that in a little bit. Get the camera to focus so you can see. And I'm filming upside down at the moment. My camera's in a weird position. So if you don't know, I have my camera suspended from my ceiling so that it doesn't pick up any vibrations from the table moving or anything as I spin. And because of the way that I have to have it, everything it looks like it's upside down for me. So when I get to editing, it's quite tricky, but it does film the right way up, which is really odd. And it's just the way that the camera display is when I tilt the screen down. So I do want to buy some more pipe so I can hang the actual boom arm a little bit lower, and then I don't have to worry about that because I can get a good angle. Okay, I think one more spin just to make sure that middle is spread. It's very interesting, once the paint does spread and breaks apart, you can see where the little cells form in those little tracks. But what do you think of this? I freaking love it. Look at that boastful. So you'll see what I mean when it's like a peekaboo. Look at it pop up through those middle cells. Isn't it just awesome? So you can definitely see it there, right as you come around into the light. Super, super pretty, and it's going to look even better under resin. So I'm going to pop that to the side, and I'm going to pour 2 more so that this makes a matching set, because even if the person doesn't like the color combination, I freaking love it. And I want a set for myself if, if they choose not to take them. But if they do, that just means that I don't have to pour another set. So a little bit more pillow this time. I went a little, that was a little bit too much. Because I'm still getting back into painting, I'm a little bit rusty with how much paint to put down and amounts and all that sort of stuff. So still figuring it all out again. It's like learning to paint all over again. So let's do the same thing. Boastful, followed by Greenish Blue by Amsterdam. And guys, if you like what I'm doing, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps out all of the YouTube creators that are helping you to learn. At the end of the day, we do it for free for you. And the money that we do make from ads and revenue and things, it's minute. Like, it's 3 cents per ad from memory. So just watching an ad really helps. Subscribing really helps get our videos seen. And it helps us to keep creating the art that we do. And to help you guys and to inspire you guys to create more as well. So let's go with the silver. Having a blue base really helps as well here, because everything blends in and you're not having the white come up. If you blow too far into the center, everything looks cohesive. So try playing around with colored pillows. It really makes a big difference to your work, and it can make things look really, really cool. And I'm just noticing right here is a big chunk of something in my paint. So lucky I caught that, because you'd see it when it dries. So let's give it a spin. And with metallic cell activators, like I said, they're a bit tricky to blow out because sometimes they don't break apart as well, but they make really interesting patterns and shapes as they sink while they break apart. So they don't technically sink. It's not a density thing with metallics. It's just how the paint breaks apart and how the layers interact. I don't think it's actually sinking. It could be, but it doesn't look like sinking to me. We just say it as sinking because it's the easiest thing to relate to, but it's the Floetrol interacting and dissolving into the other paints, leaving that silver paint behind. All right, I'm going to center it. I'm really struggling to center my tiles this evening. You would think it'd be easy on my square spinner, but my square spinner is not mounted properly to the top of the stainless steel spinner. All right, and let's have a look if we can see that. Yeah, that boastful popping up in the middle. Super, super pretty. All right, we'll pour 1 more of these to make my set of 4. And I will send a picture to the customer. And I may try one just with a white cell activator to see what we get. Actually, I'll do that one on camera and I'll pour the fourth one in the set later. So let's do one with a white cell activator just to see the difference. Boastful middle, Amsterdam greenish blue, Holbein cypress green. I really like this green. This is one of Lisa Marvin's colour suggestions, which is really, really cool. Benevolence, Composed blue. Oh, and we're doing white cell activator this time. Oh, nearly went straight for the silver. It's a very, very different looking bloom. It's crazy how just the colour of the cell activator, everything else is exactly the same, but the cell activator colour changes absolutely everything. This might be a really nice colour combination to do with a gold cell activator as well. So what I'll do, I'll show you the difference. I'll show you all 4 coasters that I've poured. So you'll see 3 with the silver cell activator and 1 with the white. And tell me what you think, which one you prefer. There we go, there is the white cell activator. Get all of that. Boastful really steals the show with these. And you don't see a lot of the blue at the moment, but when it's dry and resined, the blue really pops. Okay, so let me quickly scrape this up and let's show you those 4 coasters. Okay, so you can see the beautiful coasters with the silver, and there's the one with the white. So very, very different looking. Same colours, same layering. The only difference is the cell activator colour. So I'm going to pour this last one. Like I said earlier, if you like what I'm doing, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys. Hello everybody, welcome back to Rain and Pours. I'm Mitch, and I am working on these commission coaster sets again. So I sent off some pictures of the last set of coasters that I did to the customer, and she's not quite happy with them. She just thinks that they're a little bit too dark, which they can be, I agree. So she wanted to include some pink and some orange. So I'm going to see how we go with a new color combination. I'm going to try it over my dark blue pillow paint first, and then I'm also going to try it over white. Now my pillow paint here, I've made a big mistake because the pillow paint is dry in the lid, and when I've opened it, it has put chunkies all through the paint. So I'm going to have to do something about this lid. Do I have another? I don't even have another container I could use in the meantime with a different lid on it, so I don't get all these chunkies in there. So I'm just scraping the chunky bits out of the lid so that they don't fall into my paint every time I open the tin. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, so colours I'm going to use are Holbein cypress green, which is this little green here. I'm going to use Holbein Amsterdam greenish blue. It's a really, really pretty dark blue colour. I've got Holbein composed blue. May need to mix a little bit of this up. I have This Little Piggy Benevolence. This was the limited edition, limited release Piggy, so you can't buy this one anymore, but it's a beautiful deep blue. Then I have This Little Piggy Bird of Paradise, because this is a gorgeous neon shimmery piggy. So we're going to see how that goes. And I also have This Little Piggy Watermelon as my vibrant pink. So I didn't want to use Twilight because I do think it can dry quite dark. And I've also got here mixed up, I believe this is Amsterdam Orange. I'm not too sure which one it is. Hold on. It's Amsterdam Azo Orange, and that was the sound of me being attacked by greenish blue. So we're going to try it on the dark blue background, see what result we get. If we don't like that, we will try it on a white background. So let me zoom you in and let's get some focus. So I'm just going to pop this down here to focus on. There we go. And let's try it on the dark blue background first. Now I also have a little idea that I want to try. Hopefully that's a good angle. Oh, I don't know what's happened there. I'm so sorry. I just looked up at my camera and noticed that everything was sort of unfocused. I don't think I've got autofocus on. Clearly I don't. Wonder what happened. Okay, so I'll do another one so you can see what I did. But I just blew this out. I put all the colors down and put the cell activator on top and blew it out. So if you've seen a bloom before, you've seen exactly what I've done. But let's see what this color combo gives us and this layering. It is quite pretty. So I learned quite a fair bit while I was over in Canada with my good friend Lisa Marvin. If you haven't checked out her channel, do so. She does some amazing work. And I learned quite a lot from her, especially with how I layer paints, because she layers them with the color that you want to see in the middle, and then working from lightest to darkest, where I used to go the other way, darkest first, lightest on top. And it does definitely change how your bloom looks because it draws your focus to the middle because all of the lighter colors are in the center. Now, because I have put a dark base down, I can really see the colors coming through. However, it may look a little bit better over a white base. So we're going to give that a go. But I quite like how this combo is looking. I think I picked some good colors. Pick it up and I'll show you. I did lose a little bit of the watermelon, but it's still there. Tell me what you think of this one. This is tile number 1. Some pretty colors. I may need to move the watermelon up a little bit so we can see it a little bit more. But overall, not too shabby. Okay, let's trial number 1. Trial number 2, we're going to do the same colors, but I want to try a swipe and see what that gives us. So we'll start with the dark blue base. And I'm going to get those goobers out of there. And for a swipe, I like to put down a little bit less pillow, spin it out first, and get the paint sort of moving to where we want it to go. There we go. And I'm going to, how am I going to do this? Okay, I want to put down the colors in the order that I want them to swipe out, and then I'll swipe from one side to the other. So let's put down the watermelon first. And we're sort of going to go half-half, so I should have put this closer to the middle. Watermelon, and then I may do the Azo Orange. I didn't do it in the last one, but let's do a little drizzle of the Azo Orange for a bit of separation. And then the Bird of Paradise. That's going to be the top. Then the bottom part, I want Benevolence, Cypress Green, Greenish Blue, Compose Blue. And we're going to see what that gives us. So again, I'm going to use my white cell activator, and this time I'm putting it onto my swipe tool, and I am just going to swipe straight across here to bring those colors over. Wipe off the swipe tool, and I should have a paper towel ready. There we go. And then this time we're going to do the same, but over the blues. Okay, let those cells develop. So with a swipe It is important to let those cells develop if you want some nice even shapes. And I am just going to tilt everything down towards me a little bit. So I'm just tilting my whole spinner just so I stretch this out. And then let's give it a spin and see if this gives us a sunset over the ocean kind of vibe. I may even need to just swipe the orange and pink by itself without any cell activator. Okay, now I've evened everything out, and with a swipe you want to sort of bring your tile off to the side a little bit so that your paint gets distributed, because when you swipe you're pulling all the paint from one side to the other. So try and remember that, and you can adjust where the paint is going by moving your artwork on the spinner. I'm going to give it a good spin. I really like this. This has turned out quite good. It's very pretty. One more big spin. Make sure I don't get any paint flying off the edges. And I'll do one more. Just want to make sure that that center is spun out enough. Okay, what do you think? I quite like that. I think that's really cool. It's the first time I've done like a proper half and half swipe, I would say. And I definitely get the look of a sunset over the ocean. I think that's pretty cool. What do you guys reckon? I like it. Okay, so I'll give those two as an example. Now let's try same colors over a white base and see if we like those results better. So white pillow paint, this is British Paint's low sheen interior house paint. I'm in Australia. If you're in other parts of the world, you will have to do Shelee's course to figure out and join the Facebook group. That's where all the value is, because it's constantly being updated when paints get changed and discontinued and moved around, like they always are, because they can never keep things simple for us. And here I am in my studio in my work shoes, and I'm always careful not to get anything onto my shoes except for tonight, and I've just forgotten that I'm wearing them, and I've got paint all over them, and it's white paint on my black shoes. A little bit of isopropyl alcohol should fix that right up. Okay, now let's go with the white pillow. We'll try the Bloomy Bloom first. And again, I want to go with the brightest colors in the middle. So we'll start with the orange. And there is a goober. I did see something fall out of my container before, which is not great, but we'll find it eventually. And this time I want to do the Azo Orange as a barrier. It needs to be thinned out quite a little bit. A little bit gloopy. And this is going to form just a bit of a solid barrier between the orange and the pink. So the pink should stand out a little bit more. So watermelon next. Then lightest to darkest. So composed blue, greenish blue, benevolence, cypress green. Okay, we'll blow this one out, and then the next one we'll do a swipe. was getting really close to that one to blow that out. And I did blow up some pillow paint in the middle. I was just blowing a little bit too hard to try and get that cell activator to spread. But cell structure, fantastic. Give her a spin. Let me see if I can zoom you in a little bit more. There we go. Cool beans, we're focused, yep. Give it a spin. So pretty. Same colors, totally different result, just by changing the color of the pillow. So I will send these to my potential customer to see what she thinks. And I feel like she may go for a white base. Which is perfectly fine. I'm sort of steering away from a white base lately. I just want to try and make everything on a dark base because that's more of my vibe, I think. And these are beautiful and shimmery. You just can't really see it when they're wet because they reflect all of the light, not just some of the light when it's dry. Okay, that was number one. Now let's try the swipe. Okay, white pillow. Like I said, I put down a little bit less and then I spread it out, give it a little bit of a spin before I swipe anything. That's just to distribute the paint because we don't want to stretch it too much with a swipe. And then we did pink on the bottom before. So we'll do that again. And guys, if you like what I'm doing, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps. It's free. It takes a second. Just like the video. Give it a thumbs up. That means that more people will see it. And if you do really like what I'm doing, subscribe, turn on the bell notification. The bell icon, you'll get a notification whenever I upload a new video. I am trying to do a weekly video on a Friday for everybody. Okay, there is our pink, our watermelon. Then Azo orange, and then bird of paradise. Okay, and then this one, what did I do? I'm doing it backwards. So, benevolence first. Cypress green. Greenish blue. Compose blue. Okay, then our white CA, and when I put my CA, my cell activator, onto my swipe tool, I just load it up and I just swipe the cell activator onto it. You don't want a thick line because then it doesn't split properly. Nice straight across. And then straight across. Beautiful. I do like this line in the middle sometimes where there's no cells. I think that's really pretty too. Just tilt the coaster back that way so we get some more paint distributed there. And I'm just going to spin this one straight out. Let's have a look. Still very sunsetty, but a totally different vibe to the first one that we did. What do you think? I think very pretty, but I prefer the dark base. It is quite cool with this one. When you tilt it, and you catch the light, all of the benevolence comes out from underneath here like a stormy cloud, even though it goes technically that way. Oh, that way. But yeah, I think they both turned out really, really cool. So I'm going to send these, some pictures of these to my potential customer, see if she likes them and if there are any tweaks that she'd like to make, and hopefully come back and pour a whole set. So again, if you like what I'm doing, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm Mitch, this is Rain and Pours, and I will see you next time. Bye.